So we're out here today in St. Louis, Missouri. We're with Jared Ogden.
What's up, brother?
CEO of Triumph Systems. Happy to be down here. Drew and I jumped in the car early this morning with a quart of coffee and blasted down here from McHenry County. I think you said we're on the free side of the river now in Missouri?
Correct, in Missouri.
In Missouri.
Yeah, so welcome.
I enjoy it. Actually, I could probably move here. You guys are an open carry state?
We are constitutional carry. Yes. Checking the box for good old Missouri.
Couple ARs with and just went for a walk down Main Street while we were here. Just kidding, don't do that. You guys specialize in these high-tech targets.
We do, yeah. We do targets to enhance one's firearm training. This is the Pivotal Trainer. It's a mobile turning target system.
Why do you call it the Pivotal Trainer?
The technology is not new. The concept of discretionary, turning target systems has been around, but This is different for a couple reasons. It's transportable. It weighs 13 pounds. Secondly, very light.
Woo-hoo!
It's affordable, so it comes at a price point of $399. So literally underfunded agencies can make the purchase, so can most guys without having to consult their wives first. Just FYI. All right, wives disregard, I said that. Here's the deal with it. Eliminate shooter anticipation, forces discretion because it does turn, so that's your no threat. I can turn it into a threat. I can take the target away altogether. That's in manual mode. There's automatic mode if you're training by yourself. In automatic mode, I can pick how long the target presents when it does turn. So I'm not hitting any buttons. In fact, I'm turning off the line of sight remote control, and I can train by myself with this. The cool thing about it is I can actually daisy chain up to 10 of these Pivotal Trainer units to a single remote control, or I can run them all independent, one remote, one unit. So it's very versatile, great for flat range work, great for housework. It is a game changer, and we've been around for about a year. And let me tell you, we've had a lot of success between CCW, permit holders, law enforcement, and DOD. It's a great piece of gear.
I think you told me you can program a lot of different things, like the amount of dwell time that the target is exposed or not exposed.
Yes.
So you've got a lot of options.
You've got options, absolutely.
So you can help keep the student thinking.
Right. You can totally accommodate to the student's skill level.
Okay.
So if they need more time to get that good sight picture and press that trigger and make sure the round is impacting where it's supposed to impact, you can have that threat present for longer than what it is right now.
We're going to be incorporating these into the Carry Trainer program. We're going to be traveling with 4 of these and using them with our students just to add another paradigm of training. More thought, more thinking, more stress. More stress.
Because at the end of the day, we want for you to be stressed out in a controlled range training environment as opposed to clearing leather, neutralizing a threat on the street because you just got jumped at the gas station or whatever.
I think we should head over here for a minute. So this setup that we've got over here, this is actually something that they built for their trade shows and their demonstrations. So in reality, all this is simulating is 6 of what we were just looking at. This is not something that you'd set up this close together. This is just for portability. I just want to make sure that we clarify that. But this would show you if you were on a range, on a firing line, and you had 6, or like you just said, how many can you chain together?
Up to 10.
Okay, so you could have another 4 of these if you so wished, controlled by one remote. And what's that look like? So this is great. So you've got a firing line. What do you do? Shoot, no shoot. And all of the students are getting the same feedback. So if somebody's ear pro's not working and they can't hear your whistle or your audible, there's no excuses. And there's another good reason for that. Bad guys don't usually whistle and yell at you and beep and say, I'm about to engage you.
And so that's a good point because that is a training scar. So much of the time when we're on the range, it's initiated by threat or shoot.
Sure.
Well, that's not how it works.
Sure.
Now, you might hear something and you might turn your head to investigate, but typically the cue is a visual cue. So again, this is another training scar that this type of training mitigates as opposed to, flat range, static targets, RSO yells, threat. It's kind of bullshit, right?
Right, sure.
Can I say that on your channel?
Sure, of course.
Okay,
and that's something I think that we play with that all the time, or sometimes a student might just get a tap, but even then, does a bad guy come up and say, now?
No.
So now all you have is that visual stimulus.
Check this out, and this is
Blow my
awesome.
Mind. Blow my mind.
Awesome for scenario-based training. I love this. I'm going to put it in automatic mode, automatic from the ready position, with 1.5 second target presentation.
Okay.
And these things are just good. They got a mind of their own, and they're going to start turning. Remote is off. Get a lot going on.
Wow.
Here you go, Mickey. See what you got.
Should I just pick a target or any of them?
All 6 targets are in play. You address threats as you see appropriate. See, the other thing I love about this drill, that motion is going to, the shooter's going to start to present, okay? How many drills do we do where you start to present, but you have to have the finger discipline to not press the trigger? That's exactly what this kind of training does.
Yeah, this is fun.
Pretty fun,
Even
huh?
just dry firing,
Yeah.
you're tracking and trying to see what's going on. The cost benefit here versus what you have to outlay is huge. Groups of dudes that shoot together, you can go out and buy a few of these for what a case of ammo costs.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I call it a high value training system.
For sure.
You know, the motor is over engineered. I know it's going to last you over 600 hours.
On that note, let's talk about durability.
Sure.
I know we talked about this is all a vinyl product.
Yeah, it's an extruded nylon material. It's lightweight, durable, and inexpensive to replace.
So a lot of these parts, zip ties and things, can be had from a local hardware store, Bungee.
Replaceability was a big part of the design. So this frame, although it is inexpensive, it's the same dimensions as standard 2x2.
Okay.
So you can replace it if somebody shoots it, or you can actually change the size of, I call it your target window. So if you want to bring the uprights further apart, instead of the what it comes with, just grab a 10-foot long 2x2. So you can manipulate and change the size of the target window. This is standard dimension PVC. I use zip ties instead of clips.
Now it's going to happen eventually. Somebody's going to start shooting up at some point a motor. These you said will take, they're guaranteed to at least one impact for pistol grade.
Yeah, pistol grade, single round impact, and the reason why, it's a composite nylon. It keeps the cost down in freight.
And the weight.
It is protection out of the box, but a keyhole shot could over-penetrate, cause damage to the motor. So that's why I say a handgun caliber single shot.
Does this have a warranty?
There is a 1-year warranty on it.
So
don't send it back with a bullet hole in
Okay.
it. That means you didn't upgrade the ballistic protector.
Okay, so you can purchase the AR-500 protector as an upgrade.
Yep.
But if for some reason this thing just craps out and stops working.
There's a 1-year warranty. It's if you have any defects with the motor, send it back. Highly doubtful. I've literally in the past 12 months sold thousands of these, and the return rate is less than 1%.
Yeah, I mean, most of this stuff is pretty static parts. If anything's going to go wrong, it'd probably be the electronic, and you're saying
Which we over-engineered.
Sure. So one of the really cool things that drew me to this, I'm a traveling trainer. We don't run indoor or static range on a specific piece of property, so I can throw these in the back of the truck, as Drew knows, and set them up anywhere USA, whatever range we're working on. And for the cost, we're providing a fantastic value to our students, because this is something even high-end indoor ranges or outdoor ranges don't have, because the systems are just so expensive. Internet-based training, and we are one of these companies, has spawned I guess I could say, dogma now, where speed is everything. We've talked about this before. How fast can you come from an appendix holster and blast a target 2 feet away? Without thought. You are committed to shooting at that point when you come out of the holster with full intent to shoot in under a second. This is teaching you that that might not be the best thing. Is it a person with a loaf of bread, or is it a bomb in their hand? And you need to add that level into the training. When somebody picks a gun up and carries it on themselves for self-defense, if you're not thinking about these things, you need to put the brakes on and take a step back and really start analyzing what it is you're inputting for training. Man, this company, this thing's going to be huge. Now, you and I've met before. Tell me a little bit more, though, about your past 10 years, 20 years.
Sure. So I'm from Atlanta, and since I was a little kid, Hot Atlanta. I grew up fishing on the Chattahoochee, right? Spin reel fishing, pulling those trouts up.
Way down yonder on the Chattahoochee.
That's right.
All right.
That would be it. Since I was a little kid, I always wanted to be a Navy SEAL.
Badass.
So set my sights high on that goal, and ended up going to the Naval Academy for college.
Okay.
Annapolis? Annapolis.
Okay.
Yep. I moved to San Diego when I was commissioned as an ensign, spent a couple years on a boat, laterally transferred to Spec War, went to BUDS. I was active duty from 2004 to 12, and I got out in 2012.
So you did 8 years in the SEAL teams?
I did 8 years active duty.
Okay.
Yeah, I went to BUDS in 06, and I was primarily on the West Coast. But I left active duty in 2012, did some contract work, made a television show. Did you know that?
Yeah.
With National Geographic Channel?
Yeah, you didn't talk about it with me. I think I'd seen it.
But yeah, did that up until I started the company in 2015. The first year of this company, it was all dedicated to market research, developing intellectual property, raising money, and building inventory, all the things that you see on the Shark Tank that the entrepreneurs do, that's
what you were doing.
we did. And I have partners, and they're like the consumer product like version of like if there was a SEAL team with designers like that, that's who my partners are.
So I guess I would be truthful in stating you probably brought a lot of your experience with the Navy and with the SEALs into
the design. Absolutely. We have to make the time that we train count. So the efficacy of training is ultra important. And that's what we're bridging that gap through the products that we're bringing. And we're maximizing efficiency.
Synapses working.
Yep.
So you guys make some other products here?
Yes, and I know we got to load your truck and you guys got to head back. But before you do, let's go and take a look.
Cool, let's go.
Let's go.
Oh man, this thing's so light, it's crazy. So we're in your one of your warehousing rooms here. Looks like you guys do some testing, you were saying?
We have a little bit of product in here. It's for shows, it's for samples that we need to send out, just a little bit of working inventory. And then we also do some prototyping and testing and things like that. So what you see on the back wall, different ideas that we're messing around with.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. I see all kinds of different creatures back there, but we're not allowed to talk about it.
We're not allowed to talk about it. But this, ladies and gentlemen, this is where the real work happens. Because up in the office, it's climate controlled. You don't sweat. Down here, it's not climate controlled. You do sweat. So this is where the real work happens.
So one more time, website is?
Triumph-systems.com.
Triumph-systems.com. They've got a dealer locator on there. You can find a place locally that you can touch these. 200 places?
200 plus doors.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
That's amazing. And that should tell you something. Dealers don't put stuff on the shelves that they don't want to sell. So this is Mickey with CarryTrainer.com with our friend Jared Ogden. We're going to have these out on the range soon. You guys look for them in our upcoming videos. Seek to get better. Seek to be better. Be well.
Shoot with firearms, how people train with firearms. And my background, as you know, is what are you laughing at? If you're using the restroom and Mickey's next to you and he looks over and he says, "Nice watch."
I gotta grab a little sip of some liquids. What is Missouri's state motto?
The Show Me State.
The Show Me State.
Yeah. No, I don't think they're talking about that. Okay. We are in the secret training facility of Triumph Systems at an undisclosed location.
Are you?
But our corporate headquarters are in the Democrat Globe, the old newspaper building in downtown St. Louis.
Besides my ball sack being soaking wet from standing in the sweat box.
The great thing about being based in downtown St. Louis as a firearm accessories company is half the time when we have to go to the range to prototype and shoot something, there's a gunfight going on between gangbangers. So we just go outside to the sidewalk, shoot our target, and then we come back into the office. It's awesome.
Why can't I watch?
Well, I don't care about that.
Why can't I watch?
Just kidding, guys.
But I'm inside the stall, sitting down.
Are you looking over the stall?
A nice handmade soap from the farm market.
You seem like the kind of guy that would use freaking super nice.
I'm glad this worked out.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Thanks for coming down.
Now, if we can just get you a hat that says Glock.
Let me do 20 push-ups real quick. Let me get big. Foo-foo shit that you buy from boutique shops.
No, it's from the farm market. It's handmade by a hippie lady. What did you call her? Mother Mary?
Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
No,
you guys make some other products?
Yeah, so in fact, I know we got to pack up and we got to... Don't tell Mary I said that. She will be so mad.
Soon, we're going to have them at our next class in Pennsylvania. It's going to be sweet. And we look forward to seeing you guys at the Swingers Convention.
She is like your sweet aunt until you upset her. Until you fill out a form wrong. When you fill out a form wrong, you give it to Mary. I'm Old Spice original. Deodorant, body wash. That's my go-to, guys.
Touch my balls.
Good. That was good. We got a couple intros.